What's good and welcome to The Reckoning. I'm your host, Big Daddy. It's my man Lex.
What's going on, yo?
My man Coach D.
What's up?
It's been an interesting week already, so let's jump into it. We were going to start off with the Bucks and with the Sam Hill that's going on in Tampa, but we got to deal with some other stuff in Florida. So the Jaguars just traded your boy, James Robinson. They said, okay, the Jets needed a bat. They jumped on it quick. I give him credit for trying to fill it. I don't know if he the answer, but
See, here's my thing. I think Michael Carter is a fine running back. You drafted him in the second round 2 years ago. He's only in his second year, so they obviously see something we don't see. And he was your starter last year. Had a decent year, but then you went and go get James Robinson. And I'm not trying to say he's not good. I think he's a great back, but he is. He was. He got a Pro Bowl under his belt, undrafted free agent. That's a good back, but he's coming off a torn Achilles, and he 25, but he a big man. You rupture your Achilles, I don't know, man.
Look, when you coming back from an injury like that, I think you get the value when you can get some value, and you have a running back again, like you said, second year. We gonna give him, even though the Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer excuse is wearing thin so far, but we can give him an Urban Meyer chaos situation and give him this year to earn his way back and show us that he is a starter in the NFL.
you know, I'm gonna be real. I respect what the Jets are doing because the Jets are like, we're not gonna blow this season. We're competing, and you know, maybe you end up with a wild card or something miraculous or something like that. Like they're gonna be one and done in the playoffs, but it'll be huge for the Jets to get back.
Oh yeah.
I think this is bigger for Jacksonville because this is saying ETN sink or swim.
Yep.
This is
100%.
we're gonna give it to you. You know, you had 14 carries over 100 yesterday. You had a tub.
Yep.
You've been catching balls. Had a drop yesterday, but you made up for it. So it's just like, this to me is more about Jacksonville saying, okay, ETN, no more excuses.
Yes.
Now, and last year was you were injured, we got it, but we want to see what we have because we want to move forward knowing what we're going to do. And they were never going to pay James Robinson.
No.
They were never going to pay
Especially
James
off the
Robinson.
injury.
Yeah.
I think they could have got more than a fifth, but
I feel like the reason why they only asked for a fifth was because everybody else would have balked because of the Achilles.
No, that's fair.
For my
That's fair.
opinion,
If he stayed healthy the whole season, I think
because if he had stayed healthy last year and didn't tear his Achilles coming, he had almost run for like 700 yards when he tore his Achilles.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, that's solid.
The other news of the day, Matt Ryan, they sent him to the bench. And they didn't just say, we're going to see what it is moving forward.
Yeah.
They say for the rest of the season. So my question to you is this, and I know you down on him, but I got to give Frank Reich some leadership credit. Frank Reich came out and said, we let Matt Ryan down. We didn't protect him. We didn't run the ball. We knew who he was when we got him, and we didn't do what we needed to do to make him successful, and the receivers didn't show up. All of that's true, and it takes a lot for a leadership to own that, because most guys don't.
Hey, that's good when you're on your way out the door. I mean, you interviewing for your next job in Indy right now.
And he's going to get another quality man.
No.
Like, we not going to just down there.
Honestly, Frank Reich has just had a bunch of misfortune. Andrew
the
Luck,
whole franchise.
Like it's just over and over.
Like, first say your owner, and you don't got Bill Polian and Tony Dungy to rein that. It's a little, and I get it. But here go the question. The question is, if San Francisco says, okay, we'll give you a 6 or a 7 for Matt Ryan, is he an upgrade over Jimmy G? Because you saw Jimmy G yesterday. I ain't never seen somebody throw a 14-yard Hail Mary. What was, bruh?
Look, but see, look.
No, one second.
Oh, please.
That crap yesterday is why Trey Lance got the job. The crap like that. All right, I was like, give you another chance. You show consistency. You made it to a Super Bowl or NFC.
Both.
Give you some chance. The ignorance on the field yesterday. yesterday was ridiculous. You do not want to be a starter in this league. And you know what? I didn't want to say this, and then everyone else was harming on him. When he first went to San Francisco, he was caught at dinner with that porn star. Like, immature behavior. All right, you're a professional. And he was gloating about it. It's not my point. You do whatever you do in your private. You were gloating about it. You were showing her around. You knew you were going to be a paparazzi. You knew at that time you were Jimmy G. Just got that new contract from Patriots. You've been overpaid. Oof. Your body has not showed up to the field. Your football IQ has not showed up to the field at times. And that's why Trey Lance took your job.
Look, you know what that is right there? When you have a tape and you go out on the limb and your tape is terrible and it fall apart in your face, you had that.
How my tape terrible? Jimmy G did not earn that money.
No. Your tape was terrible about him getting deserving another chance and all little. Look, the
actions
truth,
speak louder than words.
The truth is, I'm with you. I said Jimmy was going to be better than Trey. I stand by that. We saw what Trey was. Trey wasn't ready.
Hold on.
Now, would Trey have thrown that pick? He wouldn't have thrown that pick. But I think Trey would have thrown a lot of picks because he was late on the
Trey would have just ran the ball. He was ran.
No. I didn't see a lot of that before he got hurt.
He played. Listen, you know we only saw him for 2 games, right? And one of them was a monsoon. And
the other quarterback was running in the monsoon. He played in the same range. So don't give me that.
How the good from Trey Lance is okay in 2-game sample, but the bad from Trey Lance ain't good enough for the 2-game sample.
What bad?
What good?
You not remember the 3 games he played last year? 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
I'm flipping out over 3 touchdowns in 3 games.
3 touchdowns in 3 games as a rookie, and in the offense that's a heavily run pass. Okay, look.
I see Jordan Love with legs. I said what I said.
Wow.
I said what and I don't think Jordan Love's terrible. But I see Jordan Love.
He ain't good enough to replace Aaron Rodgers. At this point.
No, but here go the question. If you put Matt Ryan in there and you protect him, are the 49ers better? Because right now, the ship is broken and they under 500.
Look, yes, it'll be better. Here's the reason why. Jimmy G, because here's the problem with numbers, right?
They lie.
Mm-hmm. Because he threw for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Oh,
that was one of the worst quarterback games I've seen.
Look, your numbers always are going to look better in blowouts because you're throwing,
all the
trying
time.
to get back.
Garbage yard.
Nothing cheap and nothing deep.
Jimmy, why they down? Because you throwing picks? Because you making bad decisions?
Look, very Prescottian, if we're going to use that. but here's the thing. Here's the thing about defenses when you play the 49ers. You know Jimmy going to give you one. Just wait. Just catch it. All you got to do is catch it.
No, that's real.
With Matt.
That's real.
Well, it is. And that's why I'm like, I don't think they don't fear their passing game because they know we just got to wait. We'll get one. With Matt, my whole thing is if you can protect him and if you don't speed him up, because the one thing we know about Brady, if you speed him up, you can help
any quarterback. If you start hitting them,
you can help induce mistakes.
Yeah,
but it's with Matt's not at
Matt been coughing it up this year.
Well, you're right.
Like Matt,
but Matt didn't have no protection.
Yeah, he
said we weren't. They were not protecting that man. The fact that he won 2 games.
Look, I know Trent Williams is great. I know that when he helped.
Yeah.
But the San Francisco 49ers offensive line has not been something to
It's better than the Colts.
No, it ain't hard to be better than that. But it ain't nothing to write home about.
Hey, if you're going to give him 2 seconds to throw, it's better than the 0 he getting.
Here go my thing.
Okay.
Here go the thing. And this is my problem.
Okay.
And we was going to get to this later, but since we're in San Francisco, we're going to go ahead and deal with this right now.
Mm-hmm.
How they look like physical juggernauts versus the Rams.
Right.
And look like hot garbage versus everybody else. I don't see it. Your boy, Kyle Shanahan, went down at halftime. It's like 3-29. He won in 1 in 10, 1 in 10, something like that. I'm sorry, I'm messing up the stat. But when he losing in the 4th quarter, just by 3 or more, not 10, by a field goal, his teams don't come back. We put a lot on Jimmy, and Jimmy earned it. I did that. But when your tight end come out and say, hey, you got me, you got IU, you just got a running back, you got Debo, you got Lewis, You got to put the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Why did Christian McCaffrey only touch the ball 11 times?
Because it's the first week.
No.
On the pitch count, and he didn't know the book. That's why.
No. I do. Listen, you know universal. You know universal screens. You know universal swing passes. Come on now.
He felt that he should have played. I felt going to that physical offense, he should have rested a week.
No,
got some treatment. He already injury prone.
I don't give you. I'm not giving up a second.
His assumption of risk is going up.
They gave away their draft for him, so like
you can't give him a week.
No, but my point is, look, you can't. They 3-4.
Hey,
these losses adding up quick.
Cause of Jimmy G.
No, but that's the thing. I'm not just putting it on Jimmy.
No. Look, the defense plays weaker when they don't believe in your quarterback. The offensive line plays weaker when they don't believe in your quarterback. The coach don't call certain plays when you don't believe in your quarterback.
That's fair.
Like, is Jimmy G the whole problem? No, but I say you're the catalyst.
I'm gonna say this. I know Kyle Shanahan got pedigree, but if you look at his history of when he been the offensive coordinator and the play caller,
that's not great.
It ain't special.
It's not.
It is. You had 2012
Look, Kyle,
with RG3 in that magical year. You had 2016, but if you look at everything else, it's the bottom third of the league. Like it's not great. So again, do I think Kyle can coach?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I think he's creative in the run game?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But I think it's Jimmy and it's him. It's not Jimmy alone. It's not Kyle alone.
Yeah, no. Fair.
To Tampa.
To Tampa Bay.
I'm gonna go first on this one because ain't nobody saying what I'm about to say, and I don't want to say what I'm about to say. It's Brady's fault, but not for what you think it is. This ain't got to do with his play. This ain't got to do with the divorce. This ain't got to do with him going to the wedding and skipping out on the Saturday walkthrough. It ain't no.
Okay.
Brady got to a point, and we all get this, so I'm not knocking him for this. I don't want nobody to really tell me what to do no more.
That's fair.
I don't want to be held accountable no more. I just want to come to work and have a good time. So the ultimatum was me or Bruce Arians. If you send Bruce up, I'll come back. And they got rid of Bruce. And they miss him now.
Bruce Arians in the front office, like,
Hey, he's gonna be like, I should have chose.
Look, I have tremendous respect for Byron Leftwich, and I think he's going to be a great coordinator / head coach in the future. But Bruce had been through the growing pains already. And I'm telling you, if Bruce is calling plays, it's not what we see right now. Now that's part of it. The other part of it, Brady need play action, and they ain't got it because the offensive line ain't blocking work for you know what. Did he hand the ball off to Leonard Fournette and the defensive line in the backfield? What he supposed to do?
So basically say they can't even block blood nickel.
No.
Okay.
Look. This offensive line is reminiscent of what's going down in Miami.
Well, the problem is they all hurt. So none of these guys were supposed to play.
They weren't.
And so I get that. But the other problem that we knew was coming, and don't nobody want to say, and you can't bring him back. I get that. They miss AB.
Oh, yes.
They miss. Because Julio was supposed to be that guy in the preseason.
We already knew he was going to be that
It was
guy.
like, can he stay healthy? And the answer is what it's always been.
No,
he can't.
He can't.
Antonio Brown is a third down maven. Like, I'm going to find a way to get open. And the troubles they've been having in the red zone, AB figures that stuff out.
Even if he a decoy, it changes the defense.
The problem is he crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and they rushed Godwin back, and he don't look right.
And that was the reason why they got rid of AB, because they thought which he could have. We're not saying he couldn't have.
No, but
like
he's not
you said,
healthy.
He's not healthy.
You enter the season not healthy, you ain't gonna have a great year.
So we talked, and we were talking about, Brady possibly returning to form, and I still think he can, but I don't think he can as currently constituted, because he's finding out what LeBron's finding out. Is you can be individually great, but they can't lift up mediocre talent anymore.
But see, here's my thing with Brady. It's not even, he himself has not even been great this year. He hasn't. I mean, he's having a very efficient numbers year, but his impact is not being shown on the field. He's thrown what, 9 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's great. But when you look at the impact it's having on the offense,
that's the point. He's not raising people. He's not taking Kevin Hogan and be like, hey, he's been nothing nowhere else. But Hogan's balling out. Amendola, hey, he's been nothing nowhere else. But I'm going to make it. He's not doing that now. Now, some of the, hey, Mike Evans, you got to catch that touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, you got to. And then Mike admitted, when you drop a ball like that, it's in your head for at least a quarter. He's like, it took me a while to get over that and get back in the game and everything. So, look, they got a lot of problems. But winning, so you cannot lose to the Panthers and the third string quarterback,
P.J. Walker.
And P.J. Walker winning games tell you what Baker was.
Man, hey, that's what I'm talking about.
An XFL quarterback. Let's just be clear. If y'all don't know.
That's cute, but P.J. been in and out the league for like years. But he was in the XFL.
No, the most consistent play he got was in the XFL.
That's fair.
Like, consistent play. Most backups in the NFL should be able to play in the XFL. So, Brady, and again, that's not all on Brady, but look, the offensive line is the problem. You brought up Brady and his attitude. I was going to say Bruce Arians being missing, the discipline. Tom Brady came there and was like, we're not working hard enough in practice that first year, right? And he carried it up. But then what happened was he didn't have Bill Belichick yelling at him like he's just one of the other guys. He liked it, and you won a Super Bowl, which told me I don't have to be that hard, strict guy and be successful. But guess what? This is the 3rd year in Tampa Bay now, and you're getting away from that. You got rid of Bruce Arians, who was not as hard as Bill Belichick, but had discipline.
I'm gonna say it. I ain't trying to be slanderous or nothing to him, but he said it himself. Playing in Tampa different than playing in New England.
Absolutely.
It's like that Tampa, that's so
nice
like
weather.
He said,
I
like,
feel it too.
He moved down there, and they asked him about, you moved back to. He's like, I ain't never going back to New England. That Florida weather.
Why would I ever?
It changed his attitude, and it made him more kind of laissez-faire in the way he do stuff, and that ain't who he was when he was winning them 7.
That's true.
Yeah, true.
6.
Whoa, that ain't who he was the first year.
But that's what I mean. When he got there, he was still locked in.
Yeah,
after that
7, he was like, hey,
you ain't gonna just look.
And look,
I'm going.
But can we say this too? I mean, I know we ain't trying to look. I understand that. I know we are never gonna speak about someone's personal life. But let's also talk about it. He's acting like, I was locked in that first year, but then now, as we've seen the last 2 years, it's been a little different. That 7th one meant something because I won without Bill.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing.
Absolutely.
What else do you have to prove?
You the greatest ever.
That's what Giselle was asking. And I think now, that's what Tom's asking himself.
But
and I think his play is reflecting
did y'all listen to him last week? When they asked him about retiring.
Oh, he said, I'm not retiring.
He's like, I'm not retiring. Like,
not anymore.
He's like, not during the season and not anytime soon. Now, that's kind of weird because he was asking that question because they were asking him in a way like, are you thinking about quitting mid-season? He was trying to shut that down.
Vontae Davis.
But
they ain't gonna do all that.
But I don't think he's walking away next year.
What incentive does he have now to walk away?
None.
No, exactly. So why would he leave?
When you done said your kids don't matter.
When you say F them kids, then what you gonna do? Yeah, ain't nothing left for you. Just got to play football. Ain't nothing at home.
Look, that's look, this is some, when you say white privilege, a father is allowed to bear this. Because in this social media, like, this is gonna be documented. His kid's gonna be able to see it. I'm not saying you a bad father, but this is gonna be.
Why not?
Bro.
I know he loves his kids, but you also got to show it at some point.
Look, I'm not going to go as far as bad father.
No.
I'm going to go as far as to say that you lied.
Oh. No, I think that was the truth. If you knew you weren't 100% done, you should have never committed to that.
You lied, and
it was a public lie.
You made some promises to them kids. Like, what? Adults is adults, but you made some promises to them children ain't actually be here.
Yep.
That's just what it is. And that's what makes it complicated. So, and look, I know how you're looking at it because you've heard other athletes say it. You complain that I ain't there, but you ain't complain about that lifestyle that I'm providing for you.
That's fair.
Well, in his case, his wife make $50 million a year.
And she wouldn't be with him if he wasn't bringing home the 30 million.
No. I agree, but this ain't. Oh, I'm gonna stay. The leverage Giselle does have is I don't need your money.
No, I get that, but look,
that's tough.
Your window to do what he does is normally 3 years on average.
Yeah.
He has defied everything.
All logic.
And is 45 out here still doing that thing. Do it as long as you can, because once it's gone.
Oh, it's never coming back.
It's gone.
But, alright, we say here, and we brought up LeBron James earlier. LeBron James still trying to chase Michael Jordan. There's still something to chase.
Mm-hmm.
What is he chasing? What is Tom Brady chasing? You said
there's nothing left.
But I think on this side you'll never understand the fact that I've been doing this since I was 10 years old. And y'all want me to walk away to what? TV ain't gonna give me this. Golf ain't gonna give me this.
Alright, so when passion dulls out, it becomes routine. Is that routine affected in his play?
Tom is the dude that wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning because he had a dream about a play called the assistant coaches. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
He loves ball.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at you because you love ball. And you can still play it at this level. It's unique. And so people don't understand it because you've never seen it like this before. Like George Blanda played till he was old, but he was a kicker.
Yeah.
Like this is different. Like you playing top level quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
And you pushing 50.
All is true. But at the end of the day, the one thing we know is that the NFL was here before Tom Brady.
Oh yeah,
and here after Tom Brady. But here's where Tom, I think, in my opinion, is missing it. Is if you keep playing and you keep playing in the way that you've been playing this year,
it won't tarnish his legacy.
No, I'm not talking about tarnishing his legacy. You can't. You can't. But what does happen is it changes the narrative about what it means as you get older as a quarterback. Because what I think Tom has been trying to do is show, like him and Breeze, you can play this long, and it doesn't have to be an anomaly. It could be a regular thing. But look what happened to Breeze and Peyton. Well, not really Peyton because he was hurt, but Breeze as he got older. His last year, it was rough to watch. Now, we don't know if this is Brady's last year, right? But this year, this Brady looks different than the Bradys that we saw. Even last year, he was almost the MVP. So what I'm saying is this. The Buccaneers love Tom. They got him a Super Bowl. But if the narrative starts changing, I just don't see how it can help him if you want to keep playing longer. That's all I have to say about it.
Well, I'll tell you how. This is very simple. Tampa may get tired and say, he separated himself in the locker room, whatever. But his dream is still his dream.
Oh, San Francisco?
He want to go home. He want to play where he loves Joe. That's still there.
You see,
and if he good, now I say it's still there in theory. Shanahan had turned him down twice, which is weird to me.
Yeah.
But there's 32 teams. Everybody ain't gonna say no.
But he might say no.
No. It's Brady. Let's be nice. It's 12 teams. He's like, I ain't even talking to y'all. And he ain't talking to Houston.
You know who I want him to go to? I want him to go to the Cowboys.
If Dak didn't have that deal, it would.
I want him to go to the Cowboys.
Jerry Jones would die from excitement.
I want Jerry Jones to wreck their salary.
He would have a heart attack and just pass out.
If Dak didn't have that deal, it would be tremendous theater.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
All right.
Speaking of broken down old men, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I love this.
Okay,
Can I go first? Because I called this.
I just want to say this. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't feel like it's Aaron. Like I don't like how he leads. I don't like what he do. But I'm watching the film. I feel like it's Aaron.
You don't. Look, you go ahead.
I don't. We be sitting watching.
It ain't a talent thing. I said it ain't a talent
watch
thing.
the all 22 together.
We can.
But I watched that game yesterday.
Yeah, so did I.
And I'm just like,
And what? And what? What did you see?
Robert Tonyan, a guy.
Yeah. Okay.
And no, everybody throwing. All right. Speaking of old people. Green Bay.
Yeah, man.
Go.
Look, this is what I gotta say. Is this all Aaron's fault? Well, actually, first off, let me go ahead and take a bow real quick because I called this at the very beginning of the season before it even started that Aaron Rodgers was gonna have a rough time because the pantry was bare and you didn't refill it. You should have used that Jordan Love pick on a wide receiver, but it's too late now. It's too late now. But again, Devontae left. You made the cupboard bare.
He said.
Because I can't trust you to actually do what you say you're gonna do, which is be available for your job. So we gonna say it out right now. But at the same time, let's also be fair to Devontae, Derek Carr, and Aaron Rodgers. So he's also understanding that life's a little bit different.
No, Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers are two people who broke up and they both missed.
All right. So
they
both
both looking at each other.
like it's that Wolverine meme. It's like you looking at them in the
Well, see,
picture.
Wolverine
Like,
never had her. That's Corey and Topanga. When Corey and Topanga first broke up,
oh man,
Corey came back.
he did.
And he walked, and Topanga came back. Like, wait a minute, what if we
this ain't
done?
what we thought?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But look, but the reason why, again, I'm giving Aaron Rodgers. Now seeing, we're into the season, I'm taking a little bit of the blame away. I'm objective. I'm only giving it to him. I'm only giving him 60% of the blame. Because, look, we thought Romeo Dobbs was going to be something different. He's not. We already knew what Allen Lazard already was. He barely a 3 on a good team, and you trying to make him a 1? And Robert Tonyan, like I said, he a serviceable tight end. He can be good in spots. Like he had 9 for like 95 or whatever. But then he had the Commanders game where. So it's not all his fault, but Aaron Rodgers' inability to lead men cost him Devontae, and because he doesn't care enough about anybody else, he's also not bringing these young wide receivers along because let him get off the hook. He took a shot at them with his media. We need to simplify. We think I'm so stupid. Oh, so you're saying I can't understand the playbook because I haven't been in the league 18 years? See, that's a shot, and I don't care what it's not a shot. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's a shot.
It's a shot.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't think it's a shot. And if they play defense, and you be like, I have to simplify the defense. We gotta. Offensively, I know Aaron was like Peyton, and we're coming to the play with 3 plays called.
Okay.
Coming out of college, everybody ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I'm not. You gotta grow in. Aaron had to grow into that.
But see, that's what I mean.
And so I don't
forget.
I don't feel like it's a shot in the negative. It's like, hey, we're asking these kids to do what we asked Tay to do, and it's not that. Like with Tay, we both know hand signal. We know you not gonna have rapport with an OTA. I mean, you just not. And they rip. And part of the problem, where I do blame him, because I don't feel like he's playing horrible, but where I do blame him is because they've been so bad, he don't trust when it's open.
Exactly, yeah.
So watching the film yesterday, there's a couple times Sammy Watkins just running free, and he like,
man, I feel weird about throwing Sammy Watkins because
Sammy might get hurt on the play, but he gonna catch the ball.
Catch the ball, come down.
catch the ball, tear his hamstring. You're right.
He honestly is like a sniper that then got shot and like I used to would have pulled the trigger right there.
Both of y'all are saying the same thing, which is he ain't bought in. He's shy. He don't trust him. His talent is
be bought into that.
But again, that shows in play. Like you say, his talent. No, his talent is there. We see that. But you see, after play, I'm just here to get a check. I'm here to cut my 8 hours That's his like body language.
Okay,
like
his body language.
he not bought into the season.
I'm gonna push it forward a little bit. Watch this. He frustrated.
Yeah.
And he reminded me of a dude in LA that played a different sport. That's frustrated because Tay left. And to his credit, he said they told me that Tay might be leaving. But what they didn't tell you is we're not gonna replace him in any way, shape, or form. Like them thinking they could go in with these receivers, and the Lakers thinking they gonna go in with a roster.
Oh, we going to Westbrook? We going to Westbrook? Are we going to Westbrook?
I'm just saying, there's some similarities where you got greatness and you think, okay, this 38-year-old is going to make this work, and it's not.
The GM, and I don't know Green Bay's GM. We should know.
Brian Gutekunst. Yeah.
All right, so.
Gutekunst. Aaron, don't mess this up, Gutekunst.
Yeah.
Gutekunst.
Don't be the problem.
Don't be the problem, yeah.
Wait, say it again.
Gutekunst.
Gutekunst, Gettleman. Gutekunst, Gettleman, North Carolina. We ain't going to the dollar store with our receivers, and you didn't give Cam Newton nothing. Nothing. Tag again, and his indecisive self was his best receiver, and we out here, Gutekunst.
Dave Gettleman.
The Dollar Tree receivers.
And just like Dave Gettleman, Gutekunst will get another job.
Yeah.
Because Gettleman went right up to a bigger market than went to New York, and he ran that in the ground. Look, I'm just saying, look, the defense is fine.
Yeah.
I expected them
Very
to miss Zadarius Smith.
No.
More than they
Sean
have.
Gary stepped up.
But offensively, look, they got two quality backs. I don't feel like they run it consistently.
They don't, you know why? Again, they got
Your receivers ain't catching. Put 8 in the box.
Well,
what we need to cover.
But let's also not understand
that's fair.
David Bakhtiari. So
he's always
hurt. But here's the thing: they don't replace him.
No,
but
he Aaron's boy. That's why. Because he talented as all outdoors.
He's if he's healthy, him and Trent Williams are the two best left tackles in the game.
But he never helped. He never helped.
Never.
And so,
I'm sorry. Again, we coming back here again. We saying the receivers have problems. We say you didn't replace Devontae. We saying all this stuff, which goes to the role of the general manager, who Aaron Rodgers was pissed with at the beginning.
Look, you right.
So
no, but that's what I was saying when we was off camera. I don't feel like this. Aaron's been right. The receivers aren't up to par. They haven't drafted me first round talent at the receiver. The Jordan Love pick was a waste of a pick. And here we are in championship window.
Oh, dude. You got 4 NFC championships, and look. I said this last week. I said they had 6 games, and they get in the next 6 weeks, 6-6. They just lost to the Washington football team, or the Washington Commanders.
I like football too.
I did too.
How you mess up your name? You had the Generals on the table, the Admirals. You went with the Commanders.
This is Dan Snyder. Come on now.
Come on, man. That's terrible.
Look. Speaking of messing up, how bad is Chase Young's knee? Like, he ripped that knee over a year ago, and he don't sound close to coming back.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this right now.
Oh, man. Like,
the same thing that happened. This is just.
I don't think he's going to play this year.
No. Same thing that happened to Marshawn Lattimore. Not Marshawn Lattimore. Who was the running back that came out of South Carolina?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's what. I think instead of just being an ACL,
everything,
I think he did the same thing that J.K. Dobbins did, where he tore the ACL, the MCL, the LCL, and the PCL. But think about it. J.K. what? 5'9", 5'10". Yeah. I mean, Chase Young is 6'5", 260.
That's a 2-year recovery. Yeah.
At least.
Especially if you lose it. Like, you don't go in if y'all saying that.
My knee hurt. But no, you're right. That in itself, because their defense is good. And I think it might even be able to cover up some deficiencies on the offense, but without that edge rusher.
All right. Now we're going the way you want to go, and this you, so I'm just going to let you go.
Let me just put my head down. Go ahead.
They 0-3. I told you they probably would be good to get a 6 seed. I stand by that. They playing for the play.
Look at here. Look at here. Look at here. You don't want to blame Aaron Rodgers, all this. This is 80% Russell Westbrook right now. All right? You can't go 0-11 with wide open shots. I can accidentally make a shot. All right? With my eyes closed. This is ridiculous. The defense. I didn't think they would be able to play defense like that. They defense. If the offense was working, they'd be 3-0 and their defense would be top in the league right now. Yeah. The defense is working. LeBron playing defense. AD playing defense. Even Russell Westbrook is playing defense. Darvin Ham done got that out of him. Darvin Ham can't get him to shoot though.
Hey, you sure can't.
Like, I'm gonna tell you, I sent it to y'all, and you saw it with your own eyes.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, Russ went and he claimed he went for the 2-for-1.
No, yeah.
That's not what
before
happened.
He shot, LeBron was like, wait.
That's not. Russ is frustrated, and see, it spilled over to the court.
Yep.
Last year, they kept it outside of the court. You know, we still brothers, whatever. The rhetoric that we one for all for one and one for all that rhetoric. You saw in summer league it wasn't that. Like they wouldn't even speak to each other at the same. So you knew it was deeper than that. Well, now it's spilled onto the court. Russ coming up trying to get the ball. AD like get over there, put him in the corner.
That's where you're supposed to go. That's what Darvin Ham said. You've been going all offseason. Corner shoot.
Yeah. I don't know why he can't shoot.
Next play. He want the ball for LeBron. LeBron said, get over there. Get in the corner.
That's what Coach said you need to
be. He got the ball on the next play. He like, they not telling me nothing. And he jacked up that horrible shot. And they're up like one. And then it was over. Look, it's bad because it's tangible now. Like LeBron did a good job last year trying to hide it. Because he went in the press conference. He like, y'all ain't begging me to say nothing. Like, but let's be real. I got something to say. I just said something about saying y'all ain't begging me. You've already made a comment.
You 0-11. You zero. Hold on. You got a 29% shooting range, not from three, from layups. I told y'all. This is a problem. And the issue is not talent. This is you ain't bought in. You were saying yes, sir, to Darvin Ham. And on defense, you bought in. On defense, like he playing.
And time out. Y'all got, hold on.
Well, what's that?
I told y'all that hamstring was fake.
I
said, I won't be that guy, but the hammy was fake. He ain't missed no games. He ain't limped not one time. And then he gonna come out and say, I feel like my hamstring was tweaked because I had to come off the bench. They put me in a bad situation. Say what now?
Wait, hold on. You don't start the game.
Shouldn't rest help you?
You don't. No, it'd be different if he started the game, went cold forever, then went back in. I understand. No, you didn't start.
And you knew you weren't starting.
You weren't starting. So you knew you should be on the bike. And you knew you were going to go to the bench again, and you should be on the bike. And you knew they didn't want you at the end because you know why? You can't make shots.
Look,
this is ridiculous.
Look, this is bad. This is bad. You know why this is bad? Again, this is bad just from a person that just watches basketball, right? Just as a kind of, I'm going to turn on a game. Let me go and check this out. Oh, the Lakers are on. Let me watch. If you don't know anything about basketball, you know Russell Westbrook is bad. Like, it's not like, it's just an off night. It's like, wow, that person can't shoot. Wow, this person is terrible. And here's the other thing. You can luck into a shot, right? But let's say you can't. Let's say you can't. Let's say you going up for the finger roll and the ball, instead of going right off your fingertips, goes off to the left. I don't know how you do that. But let's say you get fouled. You a terrible free throw shooter too.
How you a guard and a terrible free throw shooter?
But see, here's the problem. He didn't used to be. Russell used to be about 80.
It started
82%. You're right.
Yeah, it started because he started shooting threes. And for a lot of people, LeBron too. When you start shooting more, it messes up their free throw.
He started shooting threes. Once you figure out you can't make threes, probably should have stopped shooting them because you're still valuable.
Repeat that one more time.
You can't shoot threes. You maybe shouldn't want to shoot them.
Russell Westbrook,
but you're still.
Rewind.
But even then, he's still a valuable player if he stayed in his lane.
Oh, you mean in the corner when they telling him to go?
Nah, that ain't his lane.
But no. My point is, when your coach has told you all offseason, I want him to set screens and I want him to go in the corner. This has been preached religiously since June. since that man was hired.
But it ain't right. Look, they got to. First of all, you got to trade him.
You should have already. If you can't trade him, send him home.
Because to your point is this:
send him home.
Once you signed Shooter, he should have been sent home.
But to your point, watch this. My wife don't know basketball. Don't really like watching it or whatever. I got the game on. She come in. She sit down. Why they still playing him? Babe, I don't know. They ain't cut him yet? Babe, I don't know. My son can shoot better than that. Like, my wife is roasting Russell Westbrook and she's correct in her assessment. That's a problem.
That's a problem, Russ.
That is a problem.
And Magic was on with Shannon Sharp. And
he said he got to own it.
He said he got to. Because here's the thing. The media, look, and I don't care what nobody say. The media will break you. If every day you are looking at the TV and reading the articles and listening to the podcast and they are dogging you every day, it will break you. So however, if you own it and say, look, I got to play better. I understand it's on me. What will happen is they will give you grace. And that grace, it may not be for a long time, but it's enough grace where maybe you can figure it out.
But he got to do something different.
Exactly. But see, here's the thing.
He won't own it, and then you keep playing the same way on the court.
But see, that's the thing.
That's ridiculous.
But once you own it, that means you've accepted I'm doing something wrong. But see, that's what Magic is saying.
But he don't have that in him.
And that's why Magic knows what he's saying is going to go on deaf ears. Because he's like, I'm Russell Westbrook. I'm a future Hall of Famer. I got triple doubles for 3 out of 5 years. Nobody cares, Russ. 4 out of 5. Nobody 4 out of 5. See, it's even worse. But nobody cares.
But this
nobody cares.
Look, Carmelo was wrongfully out the league. Like wrongfully.
Yeah.
Westbrook on his behavior, still with all that athleticism, still showing he can play defense.
Yeah.
Still showing all that, is going to be out the league next season because you were showing that you were uncoachable.
No, that's what you were saying.
You were talking about generational wealth and money in your family. You gonna miss checks based off your attitude.
Because nobody wants them.
No, but like
nobody wants them.
There are guys who can't take the reserve role or I'm less than or own it. Like, remember Revis in the end?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Revis is the Revis was great.
Yeah.
And then it was
so he
didn't want to own. Oh, I got better. No, that was somebody else.
Yeah.
That was different. You know, it was all these excuses, and so Revis didn't like ease out the league or get moved. It was like bye, because you're a problem.
But see, here's the thing. The counterpoint to that is Peyton. See, Peyton realized, oh, I ain't got it. He realized that, and even though Peyton Manning's in my opinion, he's second greatest quarterback that I ever saw play. He's my second favorite quarterback of all time. But Peyton knew at the very end, I ain't got it. I can barely throw the ball 20 yards down the field. But what he did is he owned it, and he played within the system and did his best not to ruin it.
No,
and that's why they gave him grace.
But that's the difference between him and Westbrook because
that's the point.
That's the difference because
that's the point.
When you see the ownership, Peyton never wanted to take the ball under center.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
He didn't like it. He wanted to run everything out of shotgun. They ran out of shotgun in Indy. When he couldn't throw anymore and he couldn't run to do the stretch play anymore, so now
he was like, okay.
All right, I have to go under center.
Yep.
And I have to be under center more than just running plays or it's a running play. Exactly. That's an acceptance of I'm not I was.
Thank you.
So I have to adjust for us to be better.
Yes.
That's not who Russ is.
He's not.
And trust me,
he's not.
Anthony Davis, LeBron James, they want you to be old Russ. They wish you could take that athleticism. They wish they could go to the bench and he gonna work on his triple W. You're not making simple shots.
I mean,
look,
simple.
You're making horrible turnovers on passes. If you in the NBA, if you can't do a no-look pass, don't try.
Can I help you with one thing though?
Please.
Like when you say bench, can you enunciate? Because it sounded like they went to Savannah ain't having that. AD can go to whatever beat he wants, but LeBron James cannot. All right, we're gonna move on to some stuff you should be paying attention to. It's already started. We kicked off the show with it.
Yeah.
But which team should be sellers as we approach the NFL trade deadline? Let's go first.
Look, it pains me to say this. It does, but because you know what I don't want to do is I never want to give Baker Mayfield excuses. I don't want to give him excuses. I hate it. I wanted the coach to stay, and I wanted everybody to say I want Christian McCaffrey to stay. I just wanted him to fail and no excuses, right? But maybe it's because they got a black quarterback play. Maybe that softened me a bit towards the Panthers. The Panthers need to sell everybody. They need to sell everybody. They need to sell the field that they're playing on. They need to sell the sections that they seat the fans in. Everything needs to go. If you can get a player for it, get some money back, some cap, sell. They need to sell. They need to sell DJ Moore. They need to sell Brian Burns. They need to sell everybody you can sell, because what you need to do is rip it down to the studs. Now, usually I don't say that about NFL teams, because any given Sunday you can win, but look, your inability to show talent is concerning. Like, outside of Brian Burns and DJ Moore, your talent is lacking, but you can get pieces for them. I think they should sell. And you know who else should be selling? The Falcons need to stop pretending like they want to win.
No, I think yes. I think Sunday opened that door.
No, because Arthur Smith is a terrible.
No, Arthur Blank got woke up. He's drinking his coffee.
He was like,
but I think it started when they traded Deion Jones.
Yeah. No. It started. No, they realized that. No. You're right. But you know when it started? When I think Arthur Blank, his eyes was opened when Cordell Patterson got hurt and they stopped winning games like they was winning. Because you can't run. Look, Tyler Algier is a decent player right now. He a rookie, and Caleb Huntley is a special teams player. You look, and you play for that pick. I'm sorry, Marcus Mariota is not the long-term solution.
But can I ask a question real quick?
Please.
What is Cordell Patterson if we knew his position when he got drafted?
If you're like an H-back, Cordell Patterson top 10. He's top 10 because he is lethal and he can still catch.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like I know he's in Minnesota. And he had AP at the time, but I'm like, if they knew his position, like him and AP together.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. AP and him.
If they knew what he was,
oh my!
Like he's had a good career. Don't get me wrong, but his career could have been.
But look, Christian Ponder would have been saved with AP and Cordell Patterson.
Man, that's one of the worst drafts ever.
The 12th pick? How you spend the 12th pick on Christian?
Well, Jake Locker went before him.
Golly, what a terrible draft.
Yeah, okay.
All right, who else you be selling?
Who's selling?
Actually, you said this a couple weeks ago, but Detroit, I'm on state Rob.
Oh, yeah. Send my boy to Philly. No, we don't need no.
No.
I'm being greedy.
I'm looking at Detroit and, again, another. I trust.
You need to go to Baltimore. Now, look, Baltimore done put a call in to Denver.
Jerry Jeudy?
I don't want him. Now,
why not?
Because you know how I feel about this dude.
I know, but he can be that X. Let Bateman move to the 2, Duvernay to the 3.
He ain't that dude.
Yeah.
If you gonna give me my piece, I take Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, well, duh.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, good. Please, help me out. No. Make the point.
My point with Detroit is, I believe in Dan Campbell.
He ain't making it.
And don't speak that over my man, okay?
This is the one time where NFL need to take an NBA mentality. Like, all right, we're gonna start this rebuild with this good coach.
Thank you.
And build off from the Goff ain't your guy.
Jesus.
Sean McVay got the most. He squeezed that ketchup packet.
If that's what keeps him in the NFL, that's what should do. You got Jared Goff to the Super Bowl, Jesus. Golly.
So I feel you build, you trade, but like that's your number one.
Okay.
Get something for him.
I like that.
I had DJ Moore on my list as well because Carolina ain't doing nothing. Trade him. Look, Aaron Rodgers take some of these receivers too.
Hey. No, that's where I'm going. I'm going to go and say Houston. And the reason why I'm going to say Houston is because
who they have to trade?
But no, Brandon Cooks can be moved.
Yeah.
They got Brandon Cooks is still fast.
He can't be your number one.
Yeah, not anymore.
He's still fast.
Yeah, no, you right.
And he can catch. He get stuff done. And look, old man Rex Burkhead could help somebody.
Rex Burkhead.
He's 105 years old. He's still out here doing his thing.
Rex Burkhead was the first AARP member.
No, but I'm just saying, like, Houston has to let's get as many as we can because the reset is next year. Because Houston and Detroit, the quarterback from Ohio State and the quarterback from Alabama are going to be 1 and 2, and Atlanta better stop winning games if they want to be in that conversation.
Atlanta,
because the only thing they have on their team that could trade, that could get them a 1 is Grady Jarrett, and I don't know if they're willing to do that.
I wouldn't, but yeah, you're right. He would get a 1. He might even get a 3 with it because he is a monster.
Grady Jarrett is a monster. And to the right team?
Oh, God. Yeah, but you know who else might be a seller on this? And, I think it came out even earlier today. The Browns. But the reason why I think the Browns it's not a fire sale. But I think
it's close. It's close because they want to give a
Kareem Hunt,
but
and Greedy
Williams.
But I think they realize Greedy Williams, like, he's a solid corner, but I don't think he's the corner that they wanted outside opposite of Denzel Ward.
No, but he played his best with them. He left. He came back. They thought they could recapture it. They couldn't. I just feel like with the Browns, like, to me, where you are now, Deshaun needs to come play because Deshaun hasn't played.
Yeah.
So you got to get that rust off of him. But
see, I'm
not trying to win
until
games.
until I see Deshaun play.
I agree.
Like, what if he has chemistry with this player or something like that?
But they don't have the receivers,
that's
the problem.
If you can give like Hunt for like a 2 or a 3, or maybe like a wide, like a maybe, I don't even know, like a KJ Hamler or somebody like that, like where you can like turn, because the Broncos love Kareem Hunt right now. Hey, that's a trade. Kareem Hunt for KJ. That would give them a running back because they lost Javonte, and Melvin Gordon is trash. And Latavius Murray is the second oldest person in the league.
I don't understand how Melvin Gordon got that contract.
Man,
I don't like
hitting the market at the right time. It's all market. It's not even about who you are.
Christian Kirk.
It's exactly
overpayment.
Like, you hit the market and they gave you $17 million and they reset the market.
Yeah.
So if you hit the market at the right time, it can happen. All right. So we talked about the trades, and speaking of trades, the Chiefs is clearing cap room.
Yeah.
Which means they up to something.
Oh, I know what they up to.
I don't think it's Odell though.
Okay.
I don't think it's Odell. I think they're thinking.
Okay.
If we can get a pass rusher next to Chris Jones, it's over.
So you think they?
I'm thinking they're looking at Burns.
And see,
because that for them, the only value with the 1 is the 5th year.
Oh yeah.
Because it's the end of the first.
They're going to be at 29 to 32.
So if you're Kansas City, you're like, if I could put Burns
with Chris Jones
and what we're already doing,
and they got Frank Clark too. Now hold on a second.
That changes a lot because they're looking and they're saying, "What is Vaughn doing for Buffalo?
Yeah.
Who can be our Vaughn?"
And see, that's the thing. When you look at Kansas City, we worried about Tyreek Hill not being there. He's spreading it to everybody. Everybody getting the ball. That's working. Their kryptonite is on defense.
Yeah.
Some of that's been injury to starters, but again, getting that pass rush.
If you get that pass rush, it make your back end better.
Yeah, automatically.
And then if Mahomes gets you up 10, 14, and now they can pin their ears back.
I think that's a good one. I can see that.
I think the Chiefs are trying to get a pass rusher, and if they can get a quality pass rusher,
I can see that.
And it like Burns would be what you want to get, but like, look, Baltimore got Houston 95 years old, he's still out here balling. JPP 94, he's still out here. Like,
Robert
if
Quinn.
you can get the right guy,
Robert Quinn with the
defend
Bears.
your system, it can change a lot.
No, great players, even on the D line, can fit in the great systems and get stuff done.
All right. I'm gonna bite the bullet on this one. Help us, guys.
Man.
We was pushing the Justin Herbert train.
Oh, we were.
Because on paper, it looked like, and I'm like, Keenan Allen's and Williams and Everett and Ecker, and it's like, and
well, how'd you go down?
I don't care what you say, they still San Diego. But anyway, We had him in the MVP race.
Yeah.
We had him going to the Super Bowl.
It's bad, guys.
I'm gonna say this, and I think it's coaching. I think it's coaching. And the reason why, look, I'll give you an example. They go into the week knowing we're playing the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. They know that the Seahawks are the 31st team in rushing on defense. 31st.
Yep.
They run the ball less than 20 times. But they throw the ball for over 40. That's just imbalance. That's just...
No, that's bad.
Like you go into, okay, if Seattle gonna get this to us, why are we not taking it?
Yeah.
And we're forcing it, and he's young, so I'm not going, crush him, but he making some mistakes, and Seattle looked like a competent team yesterday.
Man, they sure did. But Seattle.
But look, all right. When it comes to the Chargers, the boy injured. Like, he's still wincing. Like, you see him get up, he's still wincing.
It's 4 weeks later. I'm not gonna give you.
But hey, if you wincing, you wince. I'm just going by body language.
That just means the hit hurt.
Oh,
get rid of the ball. Every play can't be a home run. Like, that's what it is.
Defensively,
Patrick had to learn that.
they lost 3 people in Joey.
Not even just that. Okay, the injury yesterday.
Oh
yeah,
that was nasty.
Man, we praying for you, man.
He jumped up, and when you saw it. It was just like
that was bad.
So praying for like the patella is whew.
That's it.
So that's it. But I think on defense, overvalue Khalil Mack. Now I don't know if it's system or if it's him, because you see it every now and again, and I know both have been nicked. But Khalil Mack, if you in one-on-ones, I need you to eat. Yeah, that's just the facts. Yeah, if you get the one-on-one third down, I need you to get home.
Yeah, I think they made a mistake. You said this though. You said this at the very beginning. They should have got Chandler Jones and not Khalil Mack.
Oh yeah.
You said that and you were right, because Khalil he ain't got the burst anymore.
I think that's the point with Joey there. He lethal.
Yeah.
When you can double team him.
But I don't feel like he's getting double. I feel like some of it. The reason why I bring up systems, I'll speak of it. Yannick Ngakoue in Baltimore didn't flash. It was like, hey, he went to University of Maryland, bring it to Baltimore, and it was like, yeah, all right. Then he went to Jacksonville. He left Jacksonville. But then he went to the Raiders, and it was like, he looked better than he looked in Baltimore. And now it's like, wait, Yannick playing. So to me, it's like, okay, did the system fit your talent? Did it put you in the best place?
Coaching.
And I feel like Khalil is too talented to be done.
Oh no, I don't think he's done, but I don't think he's that primary one anymore.
But again, all right, if your team is struggling, again, we go back. Not that I don't believe my quarterback, because everybody know he's talented.
Right.
He hurt. This team ain't moving. Am I gonna keep putting the effort in? And Khalil just got his contract, right?
It's been a little bit.
It's his first year. It's his first year
in San Diego, but the contract is a little bit.
So I'm just like, is he fighting for a contract? I think a lot, especially with these players, when you talk about longevity, am I gonna put a pound of flesh on the field when I know we losing and I ain't in the contract?
No,
yet?
I think that's fair. I think my issue with the Chargers is that you don't have an identity, and because you don't have an identity, that's inconsistent.
I think Hubert was your identity. He had so much hype going in. He was the face.
What it does is it invites anarchy. It's because that's what their game plans look like, and anarchy sometimes can be amazing. Here, Justin Herbert throw for 450 yards and 4 touchdowns, but at the same time, then he plays like he did yesterday. So you see how it can be. You have no consistency, but I'm going to say this, and do not take this as a shot. It's not a shot, I promise. But Keenan Allen is a crutch. Because Keenan Allen is so good that when he's not there, Justin Herbert doesn't know how to play football. And
he wasn't himself yesterday.
And he wasn't. And look, I like Mike Williams. I've liked Mike Williams came to the league. But he's a big body receiver, and he cannot run routes. But Keenan Allen, he is a possession receiver, 110 catches a year.
He's an immaculate route.
He is. And that's what Herbert
wants. And he runs
5.5
40, but it don't matter. Because he runs amazing routes.
But see, that's what I see with the Chargers, and that's what I thought we weren't going to see But when you lose Keenan Allen in week 1, and then you forget that Austin Eckler exists for the first 4 weeks.
There was some friction there.
And I don't care. And you know what? I don't care if you beefing with anybody. If you're trying to win or
But
you're
I
trying to
told
get fired.
you, but I want to make this point real quick. I think part of the problem that they're having as a franchise is Herbert gets propped up because they're trying to establish the franchise in San Diego. I mean, in LA. They need that star. And then the other part of it is not only are you trying to prop him up,
Right.
he's trying to play to the level of Burrow because they both coming up for deals.
Well,
And I don't want to settle for a secondary deal because I know what Burrow get.
Well, yeah,
To
Burrow.
a Super Bowl.
Hey, look, and Burrow balling this year. He balling.
Look,
Good guy.
I ain't gonna say Burrow ain't talented. I'm not.
Herbert way more talented than Burrow is though.
Way is a stretch.
No. Herbert has more raw talent than Joe Burrow. The problem is Joe Burrow knows how to play quarterback.
I was 50.
There's
raw talent. Justin Fields got raw talent. That don't mean. But I think
That's a stretch. That's not.
no. Justin Fields.
He got
when you run like you run. He's 6'6", and he got an arm for days. But playing quarterback is hard for him.
Yeah, Justin Fields ain't accurate. That's part of it.
That is playing quarterback. I said he could throw. I didn't say he was an excellent passer. That's two different things. But I look at it and I'm like,
It's fair.
Joe Burrow is great and he doing great things. But it's easy to do great things when I got Jamar Chase over here, T. Higgins over here, and Tyler Boyd is your third best.
that pass, yes.
I like
Joe Burrow to Chase.
When that's what you putting out on the field,
And then your tight end is Hayden Hurst, who ain't no slouch either.
I'm just like, and then teams still like, oh, we'll play you in cover 1. What?
Okay.
What?
You're a few.
Right. Exactly.
Because okay, wherever you shade the safety, we're just gonna go the other way.
And like, why don't they just do the same thing that they do to Mahomes, play two deep cover shell and just?
But because people ain't disciplined and patient. That's why.
They just want to get the Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs.
You're right, but you out here getting cooked.
The difference is Mahomes has established it since 2018. Burrow only in his second full year or so.
Yeah, but I mean, this is
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying with their perspective.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Look, as far as
Herbert got to do better, man.
I think they need a new coach.
Yeah, Brandon Staley need to go.
I'm no disrespect.
No.
But I just think they, to your point, they have no bread and butter. They don't have foundation, so then what are you building off of? And then you want to say, okay, well, it's week to week. Well, week to week, y'all look at us.
No. You can't do week to week.
You can do week to week when you know what you're doing. Belichick do week to week. Belichick's like, this is what their week at, this is what their best at, we're going to take it away. It works for him because he's great. Well, these other coaches
Well,
are on that level.
you ain't got game plan, so you can't do that.
Let me. I'm gonna give y'all a stat, which tells you how they have absolutely no identity at all. Last year, Austin Eckler caught 44 passes. That's excellent for a running back. You're not that big.
Yeah.
Through week 7, he has 61 targets. He ain't got 61 catches. He got 61 targets. That ain't. I get he's a dual threat because he can catch and run it, but Austin Eckler at the end of the day is a running back.
No.
He needs to run the side. You're getting cute. Like you're trying to throw the ball all the time. But
Well, I gotta prove my genius.
Yeah, look. You keep proving your genius, you're gonna genius your way out of a job. And so what you need to do is if you run the ball, then you take the pressure off, then you can be high flying because you have a solid foundation. Not everybody out here being Andy Reid. You can't throw the ball. You can't do that. And so sometimes you just got to play to the talent that you have.
Look, and it took Big Red a while.
It did. Sure did.
The Big Red used to be trying to be cute all the time too. All right. Things that may be flying under your radar. You might not be paying attention. I can't believe I'm about to say this out my mouth. Are the Seahawks really the best team in the NFC West?
Oh my God.
You don't want to believe what your eyes is telling you.
Man,
That is right there.
no. You don't. we sit here, you get the prep work of the show, and I'm sitting here and I literally stood on this question for a while. And I honestly don't have an answer on my notes because I still don't. Like, it's like on paper, no. But they have the best record.
We don't play the games on paper.
I know, and that's my thing. They have the best record. I think Pete Carroll, again, Bill Belichick versus Tom Brady. Tom Brady won because he went to Tampa and won a Super Bowl. Right now, Russell Wilson is losing this battle. Pete Carroll is looking genius. And what's even worse is, remember when Russell got drafted the year before, who the quarterback was, and I think they went 7-9. They were playing decent. Tavares Jackson. Now you go through Russell.
God rest his soul.
And then now you got Geno playing. Pete Carroll looking real genius right now.
Your point is that, okay, Pete Carroll made the call. We gave Matt Flynn the money. We said we're going to bench you. We're going to go with Russell. We rode Russell till the wheels fell off. We got this dude off the scrap heap named Geno that nobody cared. He was our backup. He was like, all right, you're going to be the starter. And Geno, if he stayed at this level the entire season, Geno going to the Pro Bowl.
Yep.
Like, if he coached you to a Pro Bowl, that
changes the narrative.
We already gonna go to the Hall of Fame just from the standpoint of you went to 2 Super Bowls and you've been there, like, and then I know NFL claim they don't add college, but he got college rings too. So he already gonna go to the Hall as a coach. But this just buffers your resume. Like, I made Geno Smith a Pro Bowler.
Let them win a playoff game.
Hey, look, because it's 12, if they win the division, you can't say they won't.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not counting out San Francisco.
Me either.
They just gotta.
They got a quarterback problem.
No, they got a consistency problem with it.
In the quarterback.
Look,
are you counting out them Cardinals?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Because, look.
You ain't trying to go home, huh?
No. I don't want to be in Super Bowl watching the Cardinals.
No. But your wife is not going to like you.
Look, man. I'm on here to make good takes. I ain't out here trying to.
But you live with her.
Yeah, but this was my job. I can't do all that. I can't sacrifice that. Look. I'm talking about Tom Brady right now. Look. Here's my thing. The Seahawks are just good enough to win 10 games.
And that's problematic.
And that's scary. Because,
that's problematic.
You know why it's scary? Because their defense is atrocious.
Well, the defense is atrocious, but they're ruining draft position.
They're ruining.
They're supposed to be tanking. Like, I know people don't want to
They should be in the running for CJ Stroud and Bryce Young.
But they're sitting there like,
And you know what? I think, and look, I may be wrong, but I don't think I am because I've watched Pete Carroll enough. I think Pete Carroll would tank the next 3 years of his career to prove himself right against Russ. Like, because that's what he's doing. Because Geno Smith is not a long. Look. This is what I know. We've seen Geno Smith. And the league know who Geno Smith actually is.
We knew he was at West Virginia.
That's fair too. But nobody's gonna give him a contract because of this year. Nobody. I don't think any starting team, unless you're the Falcons and you're like, we don't like Marcus Mariota, we're gonna give Geno Smith a chance if you move off Mariota.
Panthers might give him a shot.
Oh God. No. They got what's my man's their quarterback that
Carroll. They got hurt.
Yeah. I think they're gonna start him. But look, if Geno Smith, God, I can't believe I'm saying this on the television. Golly, if Geno Smith can get you to a playoff game, who's to say that they don't turn that around and be like, okay.
It depends on the market.
Exactly. And that's what I mean.
And I think this is the problem. We've seen this movie before. We saw Case Keenum, a career backup.
Thank you.
Take Minnesota to the NFC Championship game. And Minnesota said, we're quarterback away. And we invested in the quarterback. And it was a mistake. So, Seattle's going to say, if the market ain't great, and I don't see nobody being available that's going to be great.
Not this year.
And we're not in draft position to get somebody, because a third quarterback will show up. We just don't know who it is. A third quarterback will show up. But if they're not in a position to get him, I can see them bringing Geno back because because Minnesota was paying $35 million for what they could have got for 18. Like, and Paul Allen ain't into giving out that money like that.
No. But look, I'll say one more thing because I have to say this. Kenneth Walker is a monster. Now, I feel bad for Rashad Penny because his career continually gets derailed by injuries. And I hope you come back and you ball somewhere else. But look, Kenneth Walker, for as quiet as it's kept, he might be rookie of the year that they got running up there in Seattle. Because that man is doing something that I'm not sure I've seen a rookie running back do.
Carry Geno Smith. No, but let's be real. That's part of Geno's success.
Yeah,
he got a consistent, good running game, fresh leg rookie.
But that's any quarterback.
I don't know. But we know 100% Geno wouldn't be having this success without a running game.
We know that's true.
I could argue Peyton Manning couldn't have had the success without Edgerrin James. Any quarterback is going to be blessed when you got a running game. It's Kurt Warner without Marshall Faulk. Like,
that's true.
You going, if your name ain't Brady, you had a quality running. And the quality was kept. Brady had Corey Dillon a couple of them years too doing
yes, that's true. I mean, when Warner came to the Cardinals, he had a running game. But he had Fitz and Bolden on the outside and Breston, so that's a little different.
All right. Coaching mistakes. Coach D.
Well, the NBA season has started, so I thought we'd go there.
Okay.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. Coach Darvin Ham, come on down. Why is Russell Westbrook starting games? Why? The preseason, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, the preseason is to see your roster. You got 20 people on the basketball roster. You need to cut that down to 15 with two-way players.
Okay.
We saw Russell Westbrook. He was missing shots then. I think he made 2 threes on 4 games of preseason.
Oh, God.
In Sacramento, you brought him off the bench. And then he showed you that he gets hamstring problems when he comes off the bench. So I can't bring you off the bench. I can't start you while he there. From everything we've seen, everybody wanted Russell gone. Darvin Ham came in and said, I can make Russell work. Which I give him credit. Russell Westbrook playing more defense. I ain't seen this since OKC. The type of defense I've seen.
Play like this in OKC, not on defense.
Look. I'm seeing the defense. But we come to a point, this man's had a whole offseason. He did not end the season hurt. You had time to practice them threes. And again, I go back to say Darvin Ham, the good thing he did publicly to the media. We want Russ to set screens and run to the corner. Russ is not following your coaching. I've heard nothing but great things about Darvin Ham. As a matter of fact, the whole coaching carousel in the league gave him a round of applause when he got this job and said he was the man for this job. Another thing was said Frank Vogel couldn't correct Russell Westbrook. They said Russell Westbrook tried to yell at Darvin Ham, he gonna choke him out. That's the type of player coach he is. All right. Your decision making has to go along with your presence, with your X's and O's. And I saw a report today, we're going to wait 20 to 25 games to see what... I don't need to see 25 more games. Well, we had 3 games. I don't need to see 22 more games on this.
Your season over.
Darvin Ham, tell that man you need to take your talents to home. All right? We don't need you here. We thank you for your services for this year and 3 games.
Year and 3 games, y'all.
There is no point for Russell be here. Now, you might say Dennis Schroeder got injured in preseason. We wait for him to come back, then we make a decision. We might say we want to wait till December 15 because that's when more players become available for trades. And that's totally fine. But he going to stay his butt at home. You ain't allowed in the facility. Your locker is cleaned out. You are no longer a Los Angeles Laker. On paper and contract, yes. And I'll let you come get treatment. That's fine. But you are no longer a Los Angeles Lakers because you, Russell Westbrook, at this point, 3 games in them 4 games of preseason, are reminiscent of those 10 years that the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. Your individual play is reminiscent of everyone's play during those 10 years, okay? I know it would suck, but at this point, Darvin Ham, you got to go to Jenny Buss and you got to go to Rob Pelinka and say, I messed up. Send him home. Stretch waive that contract. Go get Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. I know you don't want them because you want to see Miles Turner play and see if he's healed from that injury. You got to take a risk. Because right now, Russell Westbrook might get you fired on your first year.
Hey.
And you signed a 5-year contract. 0 and 11. Missing layups. It's not acceptable in the NBA. It's not acceptable. And it's sad because you a Hall of Famer. I've seen enough. Everyone's seen enough. I know Jack Nicholson is suffering from a heart attack on the court side right now off of what he's seen. Darvin Ham, you got to man up on this one. Let Russell Westbrook go home.
So I just have a question as a football aficionado, but a basketball fan. I mean, I ask you your opinion about this. How much money does every missed layup cost?
This man get paid $47 million this year. 47. This is the most expensive missed buckets ever.
Hey, look.
Name me somebody. They didn't get paid in the back. I mean, inflation might.
But to his question, these buckets are more expensive than just his salary, because
they cost him draft picks. No, that's nothing.
But it's also, as an NBA team, the only way you make money is if you make the playoffs.
Yeah.
These missed buckets.
Based off these missed buckets,
If they sitting home again this year.
If they sitting home because you missed it by 3 games, if the Lakers, listen, what's today's date? Today is October 24th. If the Lakers miss the playoffs by 3 games, these are the most expensive missed shots that this league may have ever seen.
Look,
because you know how much the Lakers gonna make in the playoffs.
Look, we're gonna count that first game. Look, Golden State whooped their tail. They were Russell making shots when they changed that one on that first one. But these last 2 games,
Yeah, especially
these last 2 games.
Look, I agree with him. I don't have his passion because it's the Lakers and I don't really care. But there's nothing you can do with him. The situation is toxic at this point. You got to go ahead and move on. All right, bigger picture basketball. This week we got Pelicans versus Mavs. Huge game, Thursday night, standalone game.
Okay.
Now, the question was supposed to be which team would be the bigger threat. But already Ingram got a concussion and Zion hurt.
Posterior pelvic contusion.
Yeah, he hurt his butt bone.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I like the Pelicans.
Me too.
They were looking good.
But
It was.
I don't think they can stay healthy enough.
Wow.
I don't. I think the Mavericks are a sleeper to make the finals.
I agree.
I picked Mavericks versus Philly.
Luka.
That Philly ain't looking so good, is it?
It's early, but we talk about them in a minute.
We go right look at that Philly.
Look, you didn't say this, but Embiid was injured. He had all them surgeries. He really couldn't have an offseason that you would. I think conditioning is a part of it. Now, he went unconditioned and scored 38 points in 13.
I don't want to hear about conditioning when you're 38-15.
But I'm telling you right now, if you didn't have a big man not having no offseason,
38-15?
So if he had an offseason, it would have been 45 and 20.
They ain't losing because of Embiid.
No, some of this is chemistry. Some of this is the Harden they got last season and the little chemistry you got with him. It's not this Harden. Harden went to the offseason. Harden had a great offseason. Harden lowered that body fat. He called Pat Riley and said, what's that meal plan down in Miami? And
that's South Beach down.
Look, Harden came back ready. I think this is a chemistry issue. You have issues with Tobias Harris, which is a solid. If you say top tier role player, Tobias Harris is
max money.
Yeah, that's the problem, and that's Elton Brand. That's why he got that lateral demotion. Elton Brand did that. He did that, and he paid Al Horford at the same time. That's why he got that lateral demotion.
Look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And this seems to be the theme of the night. Doc ain't it.
No.
Oh yeah.
We've been on that.
It's the coach.
It's
the coach.
If no injuries happen this year, and Doc don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals,
No, Doc ain't it. And it.
Doc,
No, look.
this is last stop.
I see them, and it's like watching old OKC play. your turn, my turn, everybody else standing around.
Too much
And
ISO.
then we have no motion, no creativity in the offense. All right, you go now. Oh, you gonna dump me in the post? Hey,
And it's not even good like, oh, Kobe, Shaq. You damn down to Shaq, you know Shaq gonna go up. Embiid is dominant, but he ain't dominant like that.
but no, see, Embiid so great he get bored.
Yeah.
Embiid so great.
I gotta try something new.
He like, you done gave me to the post 4 times and I done scored. Let me drift out here and take a couple jumpers to see what happens. Like, he get bored. It's just real.
And that's fine when you up 20. Stick to what working. We trying to win games.
I don't need Embiid out there shooting threes. I was watching the game today and Mo Bamba, they come down on a 4-2 break. Mo Bamba 7-1, pull up and shoot a 3. I almost broke my TV. Do you know what would have happened to us when we was hooping?
Oh, yeah.
The coach
For y'all that don't know, Mo Bamba is a backup center in Orlando.
I was gonna say.
A backup center.
But you yo, 4-on-2 break. They get the ball to Mo Bamba top of the key. Break. What is he doing?
That's Steph Curry.
That's Steph
Mo
Curry.
Bamba got a 3-year deal that no one saw coming.
No,
3 year, $11 million a year. Mo Bamba said, I could take a risk.
Look, it's ridiculous. I don't think you need to be taking threes, but it is what it is. I do look. I think, and this gonna sound harsh, but I think at this juncture, J. Kidd is a better coach than Doc. Now, we can say Luka and Embiid similar talents as far as impact.
Same level, yeah.
But I think J. Kidd just do more.
He do more or less.
Well, I feel like he do more as far as getting to know the players and getting them to trust.
He taps in. What J. Kidd does is he taps into each one of his players' strengths, and then he builds them up from that. Doc is an old school coach. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
It's bad when we got a new generation.
But see, that's what I mean. It depends on the team that you're running. Because would that work in like the older San Antonio? Yeah, that would work. Because those are more older players that are used to that type of coaching. But you got James Harden. James Harden, hard coach. I'm sorry.
No, I agree with that.
And then you got a young dude, the complete opposite of Harden and Tyrese Maxey. Then you got Tobias Harris, who in the middle, he ain't necessarily an old school player, but he ain't really new either. Then you got Embiid, who's a true definition of like, he's a newer generation player. So it's like,
you talking about like his mentality and stuff. I'm talking about S&O.
no, but what I'm saying is,
Like he ain't implementing. it's like
ISO everything.
we just rolling the ball out.
we knew that with the Clippers, though. I mean, like,
But this is what the problem
Just
comes
saying,
in. When
you
you
know.
sit here and you be like, all right, you had Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce,
You got one
Rondo.
you got one ring in there?
ISO, boom.
No.
2 final appearances. And you wasn't injured. What?
But like, okay, when you listen, nobody gave credit to Big Baby because it's Big Baby.
Yeah.
But Big Baby came out and said,
He told it.
he
told
was
the
like,
truth.
it wasn't Doc. Danny Ainge held that team together, and Danny Ainge put out the fires, and we won kind of in spite of Doc. Kevin Garnett just had his podcast. No, he was on All the Smoke, and him and Paul Pierce was on there, and they talking about Doc will be coaching, and Paul cuts him out. Nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You gonna give me the ball on this side of the floor? This is what we're gonna do. Like they didn't listen to him. So he got the ring, and you can't take the ring from him. And he took the ring clout to LA, and
to
Chris
Philly.
Paul walked all over that situation and everything. And he couldn't control that. And then now you in Philly underperforming, and Ben Simmons come to you and tell you what the issues are, and you don't want like there's a record and a file for Doc.
Let's
Going
not
back
forget-
to Orlando.
Let's not
when
forget
you
about
do a
that 3-1.
Yeah.
3 3-1s? Is it
3 of them.
3 3-1 leads.
So I look, all respect to him,
Doc ain't it, guys.
but Doc ain't the answer to what they need. Let's jump into fantasy.
All right.
Look, I had Amon-Ra St. Brown on my team.
Man,
I'm pissed at the league right now. He was not shaking,
yeah, no concern.
hurt, They put him in concussion protocol. I needed the points.
It's my ankle, coach. Concussion protocol.
Somebody gonna lose a playoff game to this overreaction. Look, there's a difference when Tua looked like he got hit by Iron Mike versus you stumbling and we just completely take you out of the game. No concussion test or nothing.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry. That's my
No, it's okay. And I bet a lot of people felt that same way. And the whole league was just decimated by injuries. I mean, we're going to talk about Breece Hall, but man, DK, we'll talk about DK, but Alan Lazard got hurt. A lot of the right tackle for the Jets, Elijah Vera Tucker got hurt, which then hurts more of the fantasy stock for everybody on that team because he was the last good offensive lineman they got. So again, the Jets, I feel bad for the Jets having a good year, but look, what we all came here to talk about, what I know a lot of people cried about, bad vibes, probably lost your matchup after thinking you were going to win. Breece Hall. He had 4 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown, and then the knee goes. And I know it's a tough day, and I bet some of y'all got winning records, and Breece Hall was your number 1 running back, and I'm sorry about that, but here we are. We're going to help you out. This is why you come here. This is why you come watch The Reckoning. This is why you come talk to DFF, Dark Side Fantasy Football. Here we go. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to trade some players. They ain't no one on the waiver wire anymore. It's too late. We ain't going to find the league winner on waivers. So
you better pick up Gus.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I got 3 names for you. You looking for James Robinson? Now, I don't know how they're going to use James Robinson since James Robinson can't really catch, but that's Michael Carter's specialty, so you might be looking at more like a Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines role where Michael Carter's more your receiving back and James is really the between the 20s runner. You can look at James Robinson. I don't know if you're going to be able to get him, but if you maybe package together a good wide receiver, maybe even a tight end, you might even be able to lure Kyle Pitts. If someone's willing to take Kyle Pitts right now, maybe get Ramondre Stevenson because he's been balling the last couple of weeks. I know Damian Harris came back, but if you can somehow pry Gus Edwards away from somebody, you might be getting a top 20 running back rest of the season. Look, we know J.K. Dobbins is out 46 weeks. Honestly, I don't think J.K. Dobbins is back. They probably knew he shouldn't have come back this early. He didn't look explosive. Gus Edwards, Ramondre Stevenson, James Robinson, the little guys, you're going to have to trade for them because you ain't finding no one on the way.
J.K. Dobbins is a victim of that New York turf.
Yep. They need to get rid of the metal in his turf.
Absolutely. He looked fine his first week back. Nice burst. But that metal on his turf, he ain't the only one. But
and what bothers me is their own players get hurt on it as well. And how do you sit here and cause own harm to your own team?
Look, and fantasy people know this as well. Sterling Shepard came back balling. That very next game, tears ACL on that same turf. So, yeah.
Non-contact.
Yep, that's it.
DK.
You in the same boat. Now, DK hasn't been what we thought he was going to be.
At all.
But we kind of knew we were going to get that wide receiver 15 to 18 range. But, 15 to 18 range is still back in wide receiver 1, top tier wide receiver 2 kind of area. You ain't going to replace that. I'm sorry. Unless you have a solid wide receiving core right now, you're going to be in the same thing as Breece Hall, you're going to have to make a trade. Who are you looking for? You were looking for like a Juju. And who thought we would have said that? But last 2 games, man, he's at over 300 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, solid. If you can maybe pry T. Higgins away, he didn't really have a good game last week. But that's just Tyler Boyd and it's the Falcons. Everybody was just picking and choosing who they wanted that time. Maybe get a T. Higgins. You might even be looking at like a Tyler Lockett. If you can pry that away, I don't see how someone would give that to you. But maybe a Tyler Lockett. And then if you're really in a league where people have no idea what they're doing, Chris Olave. If you can get Chris Olave and turn that, you in that same spot, you ain't lose nothing.
I just want to say, in this Kanye climate, Smith-Schuster.
That's true. Juju Smith-Schuster.
There we go. Okay.
Thank you so
much better.
All right, y'all. So I want to let you all know that we are coming up on the halfway point, almost halfway point of the season. In the fantasy world, we are at the halfway point. If you are 2-4, 1-5, even if you're really hovering around that 3-3 area, you need to really evaluate who can you trade to get better and diversify your team. Because right now, if you're hovering at that area, there's one person that's producing for you, but you had a lot of dead weight. So you may have to come off that top tier player to get a more even balance across the board. So for myself, I got Christian McCaffrey in one of my leagues. He's been balling, but I'm weak at wide receiver. So right now there's a deal on the table. Christian McCaffrey for Cooper Kupp and Chris Olave. That might be one I have to take because again, I'm losing the top flight running back, but I'm getting top flight wide receivers, and then I have some running back twos that I can fill in that are decent.
And C-Mac might be hurt in a couple weeks. So
man, look, stop putting it on that man.
Hey, I'm saying trade him while you get some value.
So look, if you're at that point, if you're on that low end, and you might miss the playoffs, if you're not in an 8-team league that takes 8 to the playoffs, and you only got 4, and you hovering around that 8-9 range, it might be time to start making some trades and looking around and take your ego out of it, trying to win a championship.
If only real GMs had these conversations and they were fruitful. Because I know there's a lot of talk, but there's not a lot of action.
Nope.
And right now, these teams in real football need to be having similar conversations about can we get assets, can we build, can we make decisions that they're going to make. And I'm talking to Atlanta, I'm talking to Pittsburgh, I'm talking to Houston, I'm talking to all the teams.
This is chess, not checkers.
And it's a long game.
Yep.
If you know this season is already, like, the Steelers probably would have hung in there had they won Sunday night.
Yeah.
But Kenny Pickett, who I thought he was.
Another 3 picks.
Look, and I said this, and then we're going to go. If we had to redraft right now, Billy Zappi go before Kenny Pickett.
He does.
Does Kenny Pickett still get drafted?
He gets drafted, but not in the first round.
And Malik Willis don't drop to the 3rd.
No, even though I ain't sold on him either. But I feel like Kenny needed to sit. You see why Kenny needed to sit? It's a little faster for him. And the only person he's comfortable throwing the ball to is
George Pickens.
Well, no, Freiermuth. He gave Freiermuth, what was it, 9 for 70 something? Because, and again, I get when you're a rookie quarterback, the easy guy to throw the ball is the tight end that's right in front of you. Because the line is tight and you can see everything. But 9 for 70 ain't doing anything.
No, and look, and I told you guys at the very beginning of the year, Najee Harris is not. I told you do not draft Najee Harris in the first round, and now you are seeing it. When you hit that 300 mark, it's different.
No, it is. And if you're dealing with a foot injury, we told it. We told, but we all said it.
You
should have sat down. No, I get it.
That Liz Frank injury, you might as well just sit for 8 weeks because look, Derrick Henry came back with a plate in his foot and was not the same. Now this year he's looking again kind of back to the old Derrick Henry, but again, that Liz Frank injury, it'll put you down. I hope you didn't drive Najee because if you did, you probably 0-6.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Remember, like, share, subscribe. We'll talk to you next week.
Peace.